everybody, welcome back to Taji's World of Books and welcome to my 2022 goals video. Hey you guys, it sounds a little strange, right? 2022, I have to make sure that it rolls off the tongue with eloquence and ease, and it's not yet so far, but it will. Okay, so I made some notes and I really thought about what I want to do, so I figured I'd kick back and really talk to you guys about what I'm hoping to do in 2022. I started off this channel because I love reading. I love books. I love talking to people about the books that I'm reading. I love inspiring people to pick up a book that I've read that I've absolutely loved and to encourage them to read it. And the problem is that the people that exist in my day-to-day life don't necessarily read the exact same type of books that I do. And like, let's be real, I read some smutty, trashy books. And you know, for those of you who've been watching for a while, you know that I have an 8-year-old son, and most of my network of friends are like connected to the school that he goes to, and so I don't necessarily want to be talking to my friends, you know, my son's friends' parents about the smutty, trashy BDSM captive book that I have read. So I was like, how do I get to talk about the books that I want to talk about with the people I want to talk about it with? I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk to myself on the internet and see if there are other people out there that want to talk about the same type of books that I do. And guess what? There is a whole host of people out there, and I have met some amazing friends and some wonderful people, and this has been a great ride. So I said, I'm going to start a channel and I'm just going to start talking about the books that I love. And it has been a great experience. I am just shy of a year of doing this and I absolutely love it. And so I was like, you know what? It's time for me to sit down and really think about what I want to do going forward and what this is going to look like going forward. And so these are some of my jumbled thoughts about things that I think I need to do, and I want to get your feedback and kind of interact with you and see what you guys want, because I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys what you want. So because you guys are the ones that are supporting me and like coming and checking out and hearing what I have to say. So having said that, this is what I want to do. I think I want to grow my channel. I want to grow my channel in a couple of ways. I think that in order for me to grow my channel, I need to be thinking about how I'm delivering content to you and what kind of content I'm delivering to you. So, you know, obviously I read a lot of dark romance and I read a lot of angsty kind of, you know, lots of high impact, high feel drama romance books, and I toss in some fantasy romance reads in there as well and some erotica. I love it all, but my favorite of all of those is, like I said, dark romance. And so, but not everybody likes that subgenre. That's not for everyone. And so I want to see, like, you know, maybe what I should do is have like little corners. And so I upload maybe videos that are varied across the board. So maybe I have some that are fantasy romances and I upload videos that are just for fantasy, and maybe I do some, you know, dark romance uploads. Maybe I do some captive, but it's still dark romance. I can't get away from it. Maybe I do some other type of, you know, ideas. Like I tend not to be a rom-com reader. It's not my reading of choice. You know, it's either got to be a fantasy romance or it's got to be a dark romance, but there has to be character development, character arc. I want my characters to work through stuff. I want them to earn their happy ever after. I want them to get there. I don't want to sob too much. I want to sob a little bit, but I want to walk away like looking like I just came out of like a torrential, you know, blizzard, and I'm like red-faced and snuffy. No, I don't want to do that. Like, that's too much. So I'm trying to think about how I can be more accessible to more viewers so that I can increase my viewership. You know, one of the things that I thought that I could do is doing more vlogs. Like, how would you guys feel about doing more vlogs? Like, I don't really introduce you guys into my world, you know, of how I'm reading and what that looks like. But maybe you might want to see some more vlogs. So I just wanted to kind of, maybe I'll put up a poll to see if you guys are interested in seeing more vlogs. The other thing that I thought that I would love to do, and I want to hear what you think, is monthly favorites. I have seen some other booktubers do monthly favorites, and I really enjoy watching monthly favorites from other people. Like, some of the things that you guys don't know that I don't talk about that I love is I love all things makeup. I love perfume. I tend to like all girly stuff, right? Like, I love makeup. I love perfume. I love exercise. I'm an avid exercise person. I think I mentioned to you guys that I am very much into keto. I've been doing keto for quite a long time, and keto is what literally saved my life. If you guys are interested in hearing about that, like maybe I can do, you know, like little on monthly favorites, like sharing products and tips and tricks and things that I have found. Because for those of you that don't know, my highest weight was 220 pounds and I wore a size 20 pants. And I am now 140 and wear a 4. And that happened, and I was able to do that through a ketogenic lifestyle. So that's not all the kind of stuff that I talk about on here, but if you guys are interested and you think that that would be something that you would want to hear about, then I can include, you know, start doing regular types of uploads, monthly uploads. So like I could do a monthly TBR, you know, at one time of the year, one time of the month, and then a different time of the month I do my monthly favorites where I share all the products and tips and tricks that I have found that have made my life easier or more enjoyable over the course of the last month. I can do some videos on exercise uploads or new on-demand, you know, apps or exercise programs that I'm doing that are helping me to stay on track with my fitness goals. I can share, you know, things that I'm using to keep me on track with my reading goals. So those are a couple of ideas that I have. I also think that I need to increase my social media presence. I've said before, I'm not great with technology, and it's like a miracle that I'm able to like upload content and videos and editing those videos. Like that's been like the last year that I've been able to do this is like phenomenal. I feel so great about it, and so I want to kind of step it up. So like, would you like me to start doing TikTok videos? Or like I'm thinking that I want to increase like my postings on Instagram and increase the amount of postings that I'm doing to make sure that I'm like out there and demonstrating, you know, what I'm doing, and then encouraging viewership and growing the brand as well. The other thing that I want to do as a goal, and this would be my 4th goal. So my first is grow the channel. Second is introducing new video content like monthly favorites or exercise corner, keto corner, something like that. The third is increasing my social media presence on TikTok and Instagram. Then my 4th goal is book hauls and book buying. I have not done a bookshelf review, but I've got this bookshelf. So on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bookshelves. That's ridiculous. That's too many bookshelves. But I love this. I love the books that I read. I love the books that I buy. I love looking at the book. They're my collection. This is my thing for collecting. But you know, it gets to be really costly. So I have done a couple of unhauls, and I haven't filmed those, but I do unhaul books, and I think I need to be more mindful about what I'm buying. You guys know that I tend to read in series, and I don't think that that's going to change because I enjoy immersing myself in a world, and once I immerse myself in that world, I enjoy sharing that immersion with you guys so that you know, like, I read it so you don't have to. So if it turns out to be like, don't do it, then you're not going to waste your time, versus like giving you guys the best reading order or giving you guys the best way to do that, because I know that I do a lot of research to try to find out how to read something or where to begin, or, you know, should I read a couple of books before this so that I don't get spoiled? And I do that research, and sometimes it's really difficult to find. And so I think that you guys experience the same thing. So I want to make sure that I do that work for you so you don't have to do the work. So having said all of that, I think I want to be more mindful about what I buy. And I tend not to be an e-reader, or I tend not to like Kindle books. I will do them if I have to, but it's not my preference. I prefer to have a physical book in my hand. That's what I like. And so maybe I think what I'll do in the coming year is, rather than buying all the books that I want, I am going to first experience them via audiobook and ebook. And if I really love it and I feel like I'm going to experience it again, then I will go and buy the physical book rather than buying the book in advance. And sometimes I forget that I've already ordered a book, and then I'll order it again, and then I wind up with multiple copies. And I always share the wealth and try to send it to somebody who I know will use it, but at the same time, it's a waste of money, and I don't want to do that. So I think I am going to stop buying so many books, and then also be mindful of what I'm reading. People have talked about it, like on other channels, about being mood readers. And I'm not going to say I'm a mood reader, so to speak, but I am going to say I read what I want when I want. And so I noticed that there tends to be a trend where people will read the hottest books that are new releases that are fresh off the press. And I just tend not to do that. Number one, because I like to wait till the audiobook comes out. So if the audiobook comes out at the same time that the book is released, then most likely I will go ahead and check that out. But generally that does not happen because of capital issues with, independent authors and all of those things. So generally that doesn't happen. So there is a little bit of a lag. So I tend to wait until the audiobook is out. So I am tending to read more older backlist items, mixing in with newer items because I'm reading what I want, and I'm not going to change that because I hear that people tend to get a little bit burned out when they feel pressure to read in a certain way or feel pressure to produce content in a certain way, and I just don't want to do that. Like, I want to do this because I love doing it, because it's my escape from this crazy world that we live in with everything that's happened over the last 2 years. And this is me escaping to fantasy and doing something that I greatly enjoy, and I want to continue to enjoy it. And so I'm going to continue to read the way that I want. So you may not get the newest release when you come to my channel, but you are going to get an honest review of what I think about that particular book, how I experience the writing, the characters, the arc, the development, and what kind of message I took away from that book, and whether I feel like it's worth sharing with the world, and whether I think, like, en masse, that we should get that book out there. So anyway, and so, and that goes then with my fifth goal, which is not really setting reading goals. Like, I set a Goodreads goal, and I think my Goodreads goal was like 300 books, I think is what I said. I don't know. I'm going to talk about it at some point. And at this point, I'm like at 467 or 470, something like that. But I don't really pay attention to that. Like, I pay attention to, like, did I read it in series? Did I get the best reading experience? Did I love that book? Like, what was my best standalone? What was my best duet? Like, do I walk away like feeling like, wow, that lingered, that stayed with me? Like, that's what I care about. Like, I just want, and then I can share that with somebody else, and hopefully they walk away feeling the exact same way that I did. Like, then I feel fulfilled. And I feel like all of this that I'm doing is worth it, and I feel like this is a great experience. So then my last goal is, like I said, I think in January will be 1 year that I'm actively uploading on a regular basis. And so over the course of the next year, I'd like to grow my channel to, to have 1,500 viewers. And I think that that's a realistic goal. Like, I'm not in it to win it. Like, I'm just doing this because I love it and it's just fun. And I'm so shocked and so grateful that people are tuning in and wanting to watch that. Like, if I can grow this channel to 1,500, like, in the next year, then I think that's a great goal. It's a realistic goal that I'm setting for myself that I think that I can actively work towards. And I think that if I increase, like, some of the things that we've talked about, like my social media presence, like if I, start uploading regular type of content videos that are different than reading, but also include reading, then that might be kind of fun, and you guys might really, enjoy that, because all in all, this is for entertainment, right? And when you guys are getting ready doing your makeup, and when you're cooking, or when you're thumping around the house, like on Saturday morning, like, you're tuning in and like just seeing like, hey, what did Tasha check out, this month that really helped her in her day-to-day goals, or like whatever. And so I just think it'll be cool. So having said all of that, I think that it is very realistic to say, and I want to hear from you guys in the comments below, if you could share with me, that would really, really help me, and I'd really appreciate it. I think what I would like to do starting in January is to have like a regular sequence. And I'm a planner and an organizer, right? So we've got generally 4 weeks in the month. And so each week, one of my videos would be a set video dedicated to this topic. For instance, if I am going to do a monthly TBR, so then like by Friday, for example, I will have that monthly video up for my TBR telling you what I'm going to read for that month, more or less. Then on the second week of the month, for example, and it probably wouldn't be the second week of the month, like it'd probably be the fourth week of the month because I want to go through the month, is my monthly favorite. So I can tell you all the things that I've been doing over the month that have been really helpful for me, whether that be supplements that I'm taking, whether that be jewelry that I love, whether that be a new perfume I'm trying, whether it be a new keto product that I'm trying, like whether it be a hair care product, like whatever it is, like, or, maybe it's a new place that I'm like ordering books for that I'm getting great discounts, or maybe it's like, something reading related, whatever it is that has made my life enjoyable and easier, that I want to share the wealth, then I'll do a monthly favorite. What other content areas would you guys like to see me do as like a weekly? Like, would you want to see me do a vlog one week of the month where I just vlogged all the things that I'm doing? And it could be reading related. It could be something else. Like, would you be interested in seeing that? And then, you know, what would be the other video that you would want to see me do on a monthly basis? So like, I'm really asking for ideas to support me, and I'm happy to come up with the content. But if you gave me like a content area or an idea that you would like to see, that would be great. So, having said that, you guys, that is what I think I am going to do for 2022. I think these are all like really realistic goals that I can set up for myself. I think if I am systematic in approaching these, then I think that I will be successful in doing these things. And I think they're all realistic, and I'm excited about it. And I think that if I come in at the end of this and I tune back in and say, hey, what did I say I was going to do for 2022 before I go into my 2023 stuff, and I see that I accomplished all that, then I'm like, woohoo, I did it, and I feel really great about it. So, having said that, I love you guys all so, so much. I am so grateful for 2021, having gotten through an incredibly difficult year, you know, healthy, happy, my family intact, gainfully employed, doing great things, feeling successful and really good, and having read some amazing books. So I'm so happy for 2021, and during a time when many other people have struggled and have had difficulties and have had challenges. And, you know, we've all come together to support each other. So I just want to say thank you all to the new subscribers and the people that have supported me. I am incredibly grateful. I just never knew that it would turn out to be a great and a wonderful experience of meeting new people. And I never thought that people would tune in to hear what I have to say. And I'm so happy to have you all. I really, really am. So thank you so much. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Please share the video with friends. Tell them about my channel. And hopefully we will have an amazing 2022 with new content, fun areas, and things that we can all enjoy. You guys are amazing. Happy New Year. And I will see you all in 2022. Mwah!